Don't die, Max. It's bad for your health.
We're gonna go. So today we are talking about school again, but we're not talking about our school stories. That was last podcast, and you got to listen to an hour of that. So now we're going to talk about like our problems with school. School, how we work in school, how we, whatever. Pretty much everything else involving school.
Oh, that's boring.
Okay, this will be fun.
Alright, well, we're just gonna do this then. So, I just wanted to start out with, well, how do you guys, first of all, how much homework do you guys get on average?
Oh, I get a lot usually from most of my subjects, but I'm in a lot of honors classes, so that's sort of expected.
Like, how many hours on average? And it can be less than an hour, by the way, for each of you.
I mostly just do my homework in school, so...
How many hours at home?
Yeah. I only think I've done a few homework assignments actually at home.
Okay, so your average is 0. My average is usually about an hour a night. Bud, how many hours on average? Bud?
So I'm going to have to do homework tonight because I just got 8 pages of notes. Love that.
Bud, what is your average?
My average, like how much homework I do at home?
Yeah, like how much homework do you do at home, like like on average? The time it takes.
I don't know, 1 or 2 hours, maybe 3.
Okay. That's kind of weird that the people with the, like, super busy honors classes get, like, pretty little, and you get, like, not. Well, how many honors classes do you have?
So she does hers at school.
How many honors classes do you have, bud? So, the next thing that I think we're going to talk about is emails. Like, how do you guys deal with that?
Emails?
Yeah, like, do you check your email?
Never. I don't know how. Shut up, Max. I know I'm an idiot.
That's just great.
Clear every single one of my emails and don't look at them.
Oh my.
Oreo.
I have to keep an eye on them, like freaking checking if my Chromebook is ready. So pick up.
Well.
Yeah, check.
What?
Yeah, I also have a loaner, so I get it. Though, my loaner is a whole debacle, which is a pretty long story.
So, for you guys, if you don't know, here at our high school, we all have Chromebooks. All of us freshmen have Chromebooks. And, Mackenzie and Bud were being dum-dums, and now they both have loaner computers.
Okay, I was about to say, I wasn't being a dum-dum, but I was. I did it.
I don't have a loaner computer.
Well, I thought you said you had one.
I had one before. I didn't mean that I have it now.
Go bother mommy. I'm not gonna pet you, cat.
Whatever. I have never had a loaner.
It was like a freaking example, not a freaking. Oh yeah, I have a loaner.
Okay.
No, I don't. Right now.
Whatever. Let's just bring this back to the original topic, which was a Chromebook. No, not.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, the original
email.
How do we deal with emails? So, I actually have a system that I took straight from CGP Grey. Guys, I'll probably put it in the description.
CGP Grey?
CGP Grey, yeah. He does a podcast called Hello Internet, which this one is highly inspired by. And it is the what is it called? The podcast, the name of the episode of the podcast was called Flag Delete, Flag Reply, where he went through how he dealt with his email. And I basically do the same thing. So I look at an email because I just get so many. It's ridiculous at school. And it has between 3 to 5 seconds to, catch my eye. And if it doesn't, then it gets deleted.
That's a good system.
Yeah. Like, for example, if it says anything about a club or something, it immediately gets deleted.
About a club, but what if you're in the club?
Well, then I don't delete it, obviously. But if it's
Okay.
like, oh, book club is meeting in blah, 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 I'm like, delete. I'm not in book club, guys.
I got a book from the book club stand, but I didn't join.
Okay.
How dare you steal a book for a club that you didn't even attend?
I know. It's because I'm in so many other things. It's just like, I can't even.
I mean, nothing. I used to be in comedy club, but I then started not going.
I'm in like 7 things, 6 things, 7 things. Yeah, I've lost track.
Well,
Isn't
speaking.
it kind of ironic that?
I'll continue. Sorry.
Ironic that I find comedy club very boring.
Then why are you in it?
Not in it. I told you I'm not going there. I don't go there anymore. Like, I'm technically in it, but I don't go there. And I don't go to meetings. I'm not doing the play, things like that.
Well, that seems kind of like whatever. Well, considering that you guys had pathetic excuses for stories about email, we're just gonna move on.
Well, again, it's just like I never checked them because I've never been taught how. Because I tried to log in through like the actual Gmail login thing.
It's
or not
not
like
Gmail.
login.
It's not Gmail.
I know. Either way, I failed miserably, and so I'm just like,
Your Schoology.
Emails.
It means your Schoology notifications.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, you get your
Schoology
Schoology notifications in frickin' your email, so I'm constantly spammed with emails because my teachers spam Schoology stuff.
Glad I don't check my emails then.
So, again, for those of you that don't know, our school uses a website called Schoology, which is run by Microsoft, to do all of the calculating and, all of our assignments go there and whatever. And it's just a complete pain. For any of you that use Schoology.
I hate Schoology because my mom checks my grades daily, and then, like, if I slip up on something, she's automatically like, hey, what's wrong with this? And I'm like,
Alright, but yeah, Schoology is, like, really annoying.
yeah. But it's cool though, because like you can message your teacher. So say like you're absent or something, you can be like, "Hey, what do we do in class?"
Yeah, I mean, it obviously has its benefits, but like I'd rather they use that than like nothing. But
And it is cool to be able to see your grade and like be like, "Okay, I need to improve in this class," or "Hey, cool, I'm doing really great in that class."
Yeah, it's way better than, back in olden days where you had absolutely no idea what your grade was until the report card came home and your parents were screaming at you for having a D in geometry.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's bringing me back to elementary.
So speaking of computers and technology and all that stuff, I'm gonna just bring up something that happened in elementary school. So in elementary school, for anyone that doesn't remember being in elementary school when they were an early 2000s kid, we all took typing classes in the LMC.
My.
And I freaking hated those classes because I had already learned to type. So.
Oh, it's not. Sorry.
Yeah.
See, I have very bad memories from that class only because they wanted you to type looking up at the screen, but me, I couldn't do that. So I would look at the screen, memorize the pattern, and then look down at the keyboard and do it. So I would constantly get yelled at for it.
Well, basically, how I learned to do it is I always put, when I was in like early third grade, I wanted to learn how to type because I played a bunch of video games at that age. I just wanted to get more skilled at computing, and the best way to do that is to learn how to type. So every single time I would put my fingers on home row and I would instead of hunt and peck for the keys, which is just so bad. I would you know uh, practice doing it without looking at the keyboard. And eventually I just got so good at it that now I'm able to type like this. And this is me typing an actual sentence. And Bud and Mackenzie will be able to approve it. So yeah, that's how fast I type. Anyway, however, that's not where the story ends. Not the teacher realized that I was just flying through this stuff, and it was always pressing certain letters, not like typing words. So finally, I was like, okay, fine,
Yeah.
whatever. I did the word typing test, and I got like 200 words per minute, and she was like, whoa, you don't need to do that anymore. You can just work on projects or whatever. And I'm like, that's so cool. And that ended up getting me in some serious trouble because after I was done making my project on the history of Germany, I checked my email. Now,
Oh.
for some of you who have not been in elementary school in a very long time, if you check your email in class, especially in elementary school, but in other schools too, if you check your email in class, they hate you.
Yes,
So,
that's accurate.
so she immediately
Like,
got like, continue.
like I was gonna say, like they hate any electronics in class in elementary school and middle school. Like high school, they say they care, but they really don't. But like in middle school and in elementary school, like if you had a phone or something out, they would automatically be like, taken. You can get this back at the end of the day.
Yeah, I found that rule complete BS, which is why I just always left my phone in my locker.
That's what I did through not elementary, middle school.
Yeah.
Because in elementary, I didn't have a phone.
So sad. So sad. Made me so sad.
It's not so sad. What was? Yeah. Yay. Okay, sorry.
But yeah, that was basically my story.
Yeah, I used to practically live in the elementary school library because, like, when I was in first grade, I was a total bookworm. And so I would constantly go to the library whenever I could. And I would check out books like, so you know how, like, chapter books would be for, like, the second and the third and fourth and fifth graders?
Yeah.
In first grade, I'd be checking them out. And I'd be, like, going in the fifth grade section and checking out books.
Yeah.
But what was bad was they would only let us check out one book because our school was weird. And so if you were a first grader, you could only check out one book. If you were a second grader, you could only check out two books. And if you were third grade and above, you could check out three. But as a first grader, I really, really loved reading. And so they saw that and were like, you know what? You can check out two books. And I was so happy. That blew my little mind.
My gosh.
Have any fun?
Oh my.
I caught myself that time. I caught myself.
But I still gotta cut it out because he started his name.
No, I'm sorry. I told you I'd be bad at this.
Just say it again. We'll just cut this whole thing out. You got any interesting stories, Bud?
Not really. The typing thing, I never learned how to type.
Really? It's
I don't
usually
know how
part
to
of
type
like every
properly.
elementary school curriculum.
I
That's really odd.
pretended to know. I pretended to know, and when the teacher walked by, I would put my hands on the home row. But then when she would leave, I just started typing like I was freaking eating a piece of corn or something.
So you could either type like this or like this.
Yeah, basically. Or you're in the middle where it's just like, blah, blah, blah. I don't actually have my keyboard in front of me, so I'm like,
I don't know. I'm hoping that the microphone actually picks that up.
Like
'Cause that was...
this.
is this just keyboard randomness though?
Oh my gosh, he just exited the call.
Wait, he did? But no! This is why I use my phone. Wait, what button did you press to exit you out? Do you
I
know?
forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. It's one of those buttons, like F or something.
Oh, one of the function keys?
The one that makes you exit the thing.
So the escape
He
key?
closed out of Discord. Yeah, whatever. It's not escape. It was one of the F keys, like F6 or something. I don't know.
Okay.
So, what should we talk about now?
I think we should talk about our stance on homework.
Ooh. So, for those of you who have watched my school problems video, it's a pretty good video. And it sums up what I hate about the American education system. And one of the things that I said was that, and I still stand by this, homework is completely useless except in math class. And I totally stand by that.
And Karina used the analogy that a person who works at McDonald's doesn't go home to make more burgers. Do you get that? So like,
ooh. Yeah, I do get that.
So like you're in school all day and you're doing all your work. You don't go home to do more schoolwork. You do schoolwork at school.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's freaking stupid.
That's why whenever I get the chance, I always do my homework in study hall or some like in class, like whenever I can.
Yeah, I do that too.
Opinion
Yeah.
on oh my.
That's getting cut out. But anyway, so why I think that math homework is important and all other homework is not important is because math homework, it allows you to learn the material. Like, for example, I would never know how to add, like 15 plus 4 or 15 plus 14 unless I practiced it a lot when I was in elementary school.
Yeah, and like coming from someone who sucks at math, like I need a lot of practice. And so the homework, yeah, it's annoying, but it helps.
Although,
Blue.
one thing that shows that homework doesn't work, I don't know how to do long division anymore. I completely forgot.
Oh my gosh. Max,
Yeah, I never learned how to multiply or
teach you
divide.
later.
Well, that would explain
I'll
a lot.
teach both of you. I'll teach both of you.
I never learned
Long division and multiplication are my thing.
Very much.
Mommy
Thank you very
mode
much, Mackenzie.
activated. Let's go.
Kenzie Chan.
Well, not used to that.
But, yeah. However, where is homework useless? I want to point this out, and I want everybody listening to know that this subject is near and dear to my heart. Want to know why? Because I have been a staunch hater of homework since I was in kindergarten.
Honestly, I don't think anyone likes homework, let's be frank. Like, there isn't someone who gets home being like, ooh, I have homework today, fun! It's more of, like, people tolerate it. But, like, when you feel it kind of useless, because, like, there are things in school that they teach us where we're not even going to use it in, like, 10 years once we're actually in a profession, unless it's that field.
My mom loves to use this argument. So, my mom, if you guys are unaware, is an immigrant from Sweden. And she, in her high school, I don't know which grade, failed her English class. And she told her mother that she would never need English. Then she ended up moving to America and having 3 kids who speak English. So she always uses that as a thing whenever I'm like, I'm never going to use this again. Because guess what? When am I going to need algebra / geometry / trigonometry in the real world? Like, do you need any knowledge for the real world? But that's besides the point. The point is, she always uses that, and I feel that it's kind of a cheap move. So take that, Mom.
I mean, I meant like biology, because that's something like we're never gonna use, and like chemistry you won't use much either. Physics maybe, but it's just like it's sort of dumb. And then like at least for my class, because my class is honors, but like they give us so much homework. Like Max, didn't you get like 8 pages of notes to do tonight?
I think so.
In bio?
Yeah, I did.
And like I got 3 pages of it done at school, and she was telling us like, don't do your homework right now, do it at home. But it's like that's so much homework.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
And like English essays, I also think are very dumb. Not because I mean I semi-enjoy writing them. They're sometimes fun if it's a topic you like, but they're honestly stupid. Like the only thing that they're good for is teaching you punctuation and grammar.
Also, speaking of Flera, there. So, for those of you who remember the story that I wasn't going to tell, Mackenzie, are you gonna let me tell it?
Go for it. I honestly don't care.
Okay. So, when I was in elementary school, we're gonna go back to like a school stories type of thing because I didn't know if Mackenzie wanted me to tell the story, but apparently after releasing that video, she told me it was fine, so I'm gonna tell a story. And she decided to she was best friends with Flera, and in 3rd grade, Flera had a huge crush on me.
Oh my gosh, she would talk about you constantly.
And I was completely unaware of this until 4th grade. Keep in mind. So this is all in retrospect, by the way, because now we're in friggin' high school, so. But anyway, she would have her best friend, which was Mackenzie, spy on me in elementary school.
Well, spying is like spying is the word I use for it because she would actually have me like getting information, like asking him what he likes and like asking him if he has any other friends that would like potentially be her rivals. It was so weird.
Let's be honest. Wait, guys.
Who are the friends that
Be
were
honest here. Be honest here. She didn't ask you to spy on him. She asked you to stalk him.
Honestly, low key. She isn't like that now. She isn't like that now.
No.
Let me be clear.
This was 3rd grade.
I'm just kidding. Please don't punch me.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
If there's anyone she
So
would punch, it would be you.
Me?
Oh my gosh. Okay, we can cut that out.
I'm sorry.
If there is anyone that she would punch, it would be Bud. It would be Bud.
Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
can't today. I'm sorry, guys.
Why did we choose today to? Okay, whatever. Anyway, who were her potential rivals? I just need to know.
There weren't any, but she wanted me to scout out and make sure, and she also wanted me to make sure, like, no other girls got near you. It was weird.
No other.
I had a lot of connections, let's just say.
Remember her song? Remember that song that she was obsessed with
She had a lot
that
of
one time?
connections too, though.
Remember that one song that she liked a lot too, just like me? Was the Tsundere song? Do you remember that, Mackenzie? Song that.
Oh, I want to sing it, but I can't because Mom told me not to.
That just replaced that with Yandere, and that's what she was in 4th grade.
Well, she wasn't Yandere because she didn't kill people, but like she was like extremely like
Would've.
protective.
Probably would've.
Yeah.
By the way,
protective.
I only learned that Mackenzie did this for her in high school this year.
This year, because we sit with each other at lunch, and we're the only 2 people at our table, minus a few people that come and go.
Might join you guys or Alejandra and Jason.
Huh? Wait, what? Yeah. So that was.
So what were my interests?
Huh?
What were my interests that you reported to her?
I know you really liked the environment. I told her you really liked Minecraft too, and like other video games. I remembered that. I told her that your best friend was James.
Okay. I mean that's pretty
That was a pretty obvious one. I figured that out. Partially how I knew
His
James.
real name.
By the
You
way,
said his real
guys,
name.
it doesn't matter. Nobody knows which James we're talking about. There are like a billion Jameses in the world. Nobody knows this James except for me and Mackenzie.
His real name.
You know what?
It's not his real name, guys. It's not his real name.
To give permission, you're not allowed to. That's the rules of the internet.
It's not his real name, guys. Don't worry. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, any other interesting anecdotes that you told her about?
Well, let's see. All that comes up is that parrot talk we had. Remember that I told you about?
What?
You know how you told me like we were what the No.
You said the parrot talk, and that's immediately what came to my mind. The birds and the bees.
I said parrot. Parrot.
Parrot.
Because we were learning about parrots, and then you were talking about how you love the environment and you wanted to conserve the environment when you grew up, and so I immediately reported that to her.
Oh, you mean like the environmental lawyer thing that I wanted to do?
Yeah. Which was partially. Never mind. Actually, it wasn't partially why she wants to be a marine biologist, or she wanted to be a marine biologist.
Seriously though, guys, like.
Oh no, not like that. Like, Netflix because why not? And I just saw the ad for. And you guys keep interrupting me. I feel offended that I keep getting interrupted by both of you.
Dude, your mic quality is like not good right now. No offense.
Poor Alex.
No longer wanted me to. You're the one that wanted me to use a microphone.
Well, this is even worse than your phone's microphone. I'm sorry to say.
It can't
Thank
be
you.
worse than my phone microphone, though.
Oh, trust me, yours
This
is
is
much worse.
fine.
Because it
Yeah.
doesn't...
You're dead
It
to me.
doesn't give off any audio at all.
My face is dead to me.
I'm gonna switch to frickin' or on my phone because apparently the audio there is gonna be better.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Bingo.
Anyway, what were we talking about this whole tangent thing?
I don't know.
Oh, we were talking about homework,
Mm.
right? I remember that.
Okay, I was gonna say something.
Then go ahead
Frickin'
and say it. Well, he's gone.
It is taking all of my might not to start singing a reference song.
You guys are dead to me, I swear.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I keep getting ignored and interrupted.
The friggin' co-host of the podcast is taking the backseat to the special guest.
Oh,
Listen.
dang.
Go ahead, bud. Almost said your real name. The floor is yours.
I don't want to talk anymore. I'm too mad and too offended.
Sorry. I keep saying his real name, but it's hard because, like, you can say your real name, but, like, then I can't say his, so it's just, like, jumbling with my brain, and I'm also really tired right now.
You should probably get some sleep, you know?
Nah, sleep is for the weak.
What are you, hard as nails?
So you.
No.
So you have to go to sleep then. Sleep is for the weak, so go to sleep.
Ooh, that was a roast. and a
Triggered.
half.
Dang. Bud, I thought we were friends. I caught myself, Max. You caught yourself once, too. I caught myself.
Ooh woo.
Ooh, woo.
Ooh woo. Ooh woo. Ooh woo.
Alex, but I can't today.
Honestly, I think I'm just gonna leave his.
Probably tell by your voice, because I'm assuming that most of the people that watch this are our friends.
But not all of them.
Then they won't really care, most likely. Unless it's something embarrassing that you say.
I don't want total strangers online calling me. Thank you.
If you had said that while we were recording, I would have been laughing so hard.
He did. I turned the recording back on without you guys knowing.
Leave it in there! Leave it in there! Don't die, Max. It's bad for your health.
I'm gonna put that at the beginning of the podcast. It's like a. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh my.
Let's
Why
make it.
are we so giggly today?
Okay, so we're gonna get back to our serious topic now. So let's talk about getting things done. How do we get things done in school? Hardy, hardy, har, hardy, hardy, har.
Get over it.
Jeez Louise. What just
Oh, fuck. Friggin' Discord is. There you go. Turned it off.
For those of you who don't know, Bud just turned on his camera with no warning. Anyway, how I get things done.
Shush.
How I get things done in school. Is usually I just divide the work into what's easiest and do that first. What'll take the least amount of time, I do that first. Because then I will always have more time to do the stuff that takes longer. Whereas if I do all the stuff that takes long, I'll end up with a bunch of stuff that didn't get done. Whereas if I do all the stuff that took a short amount of time, I will only end up with one thing that didn't get done. You kind of get my logic there?
Yeah. Yes, yours is honestly smarter than my plan, so.
What is your plan?
Mine is basically do whatever interests me and then save the rest for later.
Okay.
So, like, I would usually do, like, history stuff first because I love history and I get through that really, really fast. And I would do the other subjects that I liked, and then I usually would do math last.
Does that mean that you don't like math?
I hate math. I actually, fun fact, almost failed my second semester of algebra last year. I actually got an F on the final exam. It was horrible. I was crying.
You seem to cry a lot.
I'm a very emotional person, Max. You know this.
Yeah.
Too.
I'm a very emotional person too, except I just like hide it under a cool, calm exterior. No one knows what I'm feeling.
Cool.
This is clearly not the
I
case, guys.
do.
I mean, like,
I can
literally,
read you like an open book.
everyone can, Mackenzie, that's the joke.
Oh, that was
You're
supposed
always-
to be a joke. Sorry, I did not mean for that to be shady.
I was literally just telling you this, like a couple hours ago.
I know at lunch.
Yeah, literally everybody knows my secrets before I do.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
sad. Whatever. How do you get Oh my god, bud.
No,
How do
you did!
How do you get stuff?
I'm not the only.
How do you get stuff done,
work.
bud?
I work.
Okay then, guess we're moving. Just kidding. Give us a greater detail.
I put on my thinking cap and think it through. Then I locate an answer to what I am currently doing. Then I do that.
All right then.
Okay. That
Like,
sounds
for
like a
example-
very solid strategy.
Like, for example, right now I have no idea. I have no idea what you asked me, so I just winged it. I wasn't paying attention to the question, so I just winged it, and apparently you guys accepted it as an answer.
Wait, what? That was beautiful.
That was just wonderful. Alright, so we're coming up on the end of the podcast now. I'd say that we did pretty well this time for a special guest. Bud, which one do you want me to use? I think I'm going to use the realistic seal and wolf thing. And then it says like, oh, and a special guest. I think I'm going to use that as the, thumbnail or whatever.
Sure. And if Mackenzie ever rejoins, we can make her own custom intro with us.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd like to come back on for one because this was really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Yeah, I mean, me and God, I just said it again. Me and Bud really. Me.
I'm not the only one.
Now I'm gonna cut this out of the podcast too, so that way I don't look like a complete hypocrite. Okay, any final words, Bud?
Remember, kids, if you are completely oblivious to whatever your friends asks you, like I am right now, just wing it. It'll work out. I'm sure it will.
How about you wing the outro here? The
Wait,
floor
what
is
am I
yours.
doing?
You're doing an outro. You're telling them to to like, subscribe, favorite, comment, whatever.
Okay, guys, don't subscribe and don't like. Did I do good?
No.
You did. Okay, but hold on.
Wait. Can I do it? Can I do it?
Sure, you can do it. Hold on. I'm gonna completely
She's the guest. Let her do it.
I'm gonna completely destroy it though with my editing voodoo, video editing voodoo.
No, don't destroy me with your editing voodoo.
Just do it.
Okay. Hey guys, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next podcast. Bye.